All right. Hello. Tripp Kramer here from trippadvice.com, going here live on YouTube, doing this every single week. I'm just going to do a little audio check real quick. Just bear with me. All right. Hello. Tripp Kramer here from Yes, we're all good. Okay. What's going on? I've been doing these every week. Some of you have been joining me every week, and I'm going to be doing these a few more times this month. This is March. And I'm doing a lot of lives. So join me. Real quick, if you can hear me and see me and everything is smooth, say that in the chat. Now to you, basically, what we're going to be talking about today is 3 ways that women trick men. And we're going to get to that, and I'm going to give you some really cool stuff. Some of you are going to be like, well, duh. And other things that I guarantee you've never heard of. So really, really stick around until the end. And I know that there's some of you that write in the chat like, well, what was it? And you just put it in the comments below. And that's fine. I get it. That happens. However, just understand how beneficial it is to you to hear what's going on. There's explanations. There's explanations that go along with the points. You don't just want the points. You want to understand why. So we're going to get into that. 3 ways that women trick men. As you can see here, by the way, say hello in the chat if you're here. Tell me where you're from. We got a bunch of people here live. So as you see right down below, it says coachedbytripp.com. What is that? Well, if you don't know, I'm doing one-on-one coaching. That's right. Right now, I'm taking on a lot of clients to do one-on-one coaching. And that means that you and I are going to be working together privately over the phone. And so coachedbytripp.com is the URL to go to apply, because I don't accept every single person into the program. That is right. A lot of people apply, and only, I won't tell you exactly the percentage because I don't really know off the top of my head, but there's just a small amount of people who actually get in. Why? I'll tell you right now, and you can fix this very simply. Is they don't write anything in the questions, right? Then just put a sentence. Well, how do I know that you're going to be a good fit for coaching if you don't actually fill out the full application and give me some good stuff here? Of course, you don't have to write 7 paragraphs, but really help me understand why coaching would be a good fit for you and answer the questions in full form. Now, if you're wondering, what is coaching? What does that mean? Coaching? Coaching what? Well, if you have any issues right now with approaching women, with having the dating life you desire, with attracting the kinds of women that you like, with getting that one girl interested in you, or maybe you're trying to get an ex back. Maybe you're trying to create a plan for yourself to go out and approach more women. You need to be held accountable. Maybe you have an issue with flirting or continuing conversation. If any of this seems to be an issue for you, and you're just not meeting and attracting the women that you want, and that's what you do want, this is where coaching comes in, where you and I hop on a one-on-one private call every single week, and we go over what it means for you, specifically for you, to be attracting more women. It's a customized plan. And I'm taking on a select few people right now to do the one-on-one coaching. I don't work with every single person. That's why there's an application. That's why we get on the phone after the application to see if coaching is a good fit. And like I said, if we accept you, I give you the customized plan for you to go out. You do exercises and homework every single week, and step by step, you're getting results. So it's really cool stuff. Again, if you want to apply, go to coachedbytripp.com. You see the URL right below. There's some people here saying hello from Belize, Jamaica, North Africa, India, California. Where else? Say hello. But let's get into some content here, because I know you want to learn the ways in which women trick men. How does this happen? I'm going to tell you right now. How do women trick men? Well, here's the first one. And stick around to the end, because I have a lot more to say on this whole topic of women tricking men. So don't just run off after you get the bullet points. But how do women trick men? First, obvious one is makeup, okay? Makeup. So why should you even know that? Well, you should know that because you have to understand that women use makeup to, these days, paint a whole new face. Okay, so what does this mean for you? Well, this means that you might be ending up dating a girl for a while where she doesn't actually look like what she looks like. And you have to really understand that. Maybe you've even experienced that before. You've experienced that point where you're like, whoa, now I see who she really is, and you're completely unattracted to her. Well, you need to get to the point as fast as you can to see her without makeup so you can see if this is a girl that you can actually be attracted to, okay? Now, I don't mean to be so superficial here because it's not all about looks, right? There's more to it than that if you're looking for someone to be in a relationship with, per se. And if you're looking for that, yes, it goes beyond looks, but also you need to be attracted to them, okay? And it's pretty crazy these days how much makeup women can put on to put on a completely different face. I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing. A lot of people say it's manipulative. There's a lot of people in the pickup community or the MGTOW community that say, well, they're manipulating men too because they look completely different. Well, yes, but like we know that. Okay, I mean, I didn't even have to really say this to you. Like, you know that women put on makeup. It's not like a secret. Like, we see that they have makeup on. But I think it's just good for you to know that, you know, because I've been in this experience and I've heard stories before of men who end up being with a woman and they're like, well, the night I met her, that's not even what she looks like at all. Completely different. So it's just something to pay attention to. Again, not much you can do with, but I think it's just good to bring up. But let's not hate women for putting on makeup. If you were a woman, you'd put on makeup too. You would do everything you can to look your best, right? So something to think about. Someone gave $1 here and just said the word coffee. Thank you. I don't even know how to get that $1. Maybe one day I will know how to retrieve that $1 and I guess buy coffee with it. So, or maybe that's your name is Coffee and you just gave $1. I'm not really sure. But yes. Okay, we still have a lot of people with us. Say hello in the chat. Number two. So now we're getting some better things here. Some better things, stuff that you can do with. And if you have any ideas of why you think or how you think women are tricking you, let's hear from you. I want to hear from you in the chat. And let's see if we can discuss some of those things. Okay. All right. Someone said they say the best first date is to take her to a water park. That's funny because then you'll know, right? That's funny. Okay, the next one is this. They will act like they're casual, but they really want a relationship. Okay, so they're acting like things are casual, but they really want a relationship. Okay, so this is for you guys out there who are not looking for a relationship and you're only looking for casual. If that's the case, and you're only looking for casual, there are women out there who will act like, you know what? Yes, they just want casual, but secretly, they're actually trying to get you into a relationship. Okay, so they're going to date you for a while. You're not going to put on any kind of like relationship moves, which would be going on really nice dates. Instead, you're going to keep it casual. And then you're going to maybe say to them like, hey, I'm not looking for anything serious right now. They're going to say, hey, me too. Again, I'm not saying every woman does this, but there are women who do this. And this is something to look out for. Is a woman says to you, yeah, I'm only interested in casual. I'm not looking for anything, like I said, too serious. But then what happens is down the line, what they've been planning to do all along is spend enough time with you to get you to like them, to then get you to the point where, well, yes, you are in a relationship with them. So I think what's important in order, what can you do with that information now? Because what are you going to do? If a girl says that she wants casual, you want casual, you're not going to say like, well, are you sure? Are you lying? Right? They're going to be like, I'm not lying. I'm telling you the truth. But actions speak louder than words. Okay, so you can see what's going on. If they're always trying to maybe see you at times when it's more of a date-like situation, or they complain in some way like, oh, you never take me out. It's like, well, I told you, I was upfront with you that I'm only looking for casual. A lot of guys, by the way, they're nervous to do that. They're nervous to have the conversation with women to be casual. And I find that funny. It's a very scarce mindset. It's like you're scared to say that because you're scared of losing the girl, like she's going to go away somewhere. And this is true. Some women will say, well, I'm not looking for casual and move on. But what you don't realize is there are a lot of women out there who are looking for casual relationships. So if you're one of those guys who's looking to just hook up with a girl, they're out there. They're out there. So don't worry about it and don't feel bad about it. I don't think there's anything wrong with casual relationships. If that's what you want, that's what you want. So I just wouldn't be scared to bring up to them, hey, I'm just looking for something casual. Why not just put that up front? So you don't have to like fake and manipulate them. A lot of guys, they'll manipulate their way to sex. How? This is how men trick women, by the way, is they approach the situation as if it's moving towards a monogamous relationship. That's how they approach it. They take the girl on dates, do all this stuff, but really they're never interested in that. And then the girl's like, well, what? Actions speak louder than words. I thought this was going somewhere, and the guy was just using them for sex because they're desperate for sex. Don't do that. Don't just completely mess with a person's life that way. And also, it's just going to be more drama, and it's going to blow up in your face. It's like, why bother? Why? Because she might say no. Oh, no, she might say no. Oh, no. What's going to happen now? Nothing. So you don't sleep with that girl. Big deal. There's a lot of other women out there that you can be with. Okay? So keep that in mind. Let's see if anyone in the chat has said anything. Anything interesting about this? Okay, nothing too much, so maybe we'll come back to it in a little bit. Okay, let's go to number 3. And then, by the way, afterwards, I'm going to stick around. We're going to do a Q&A, answer your questions. We'll talk about women tricking men, men tricking women, manipulation. We'll talk about anything regarding that, and I'll answer some other questions as well. That's what we're doing here. Okay, so what's the third way in which a woman tricks a man? By the way, if you just hopped on, the first one was makeup. The second one was they act like they just want a casual relationship, but really they're looking for something more when you're not. Okay? The third one is this, and this is for the guys who are looking for a serious relationship. So we had one for guys who are not looking for something serious. Now this is one for the guys that are. Okay. So this is what happens. Sometimes you get with a girl, you guys are dating, and she acts like things are cool, but in reality, they're not. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Like, things are cool in terms of how you act and the things that you do, but then as time goes on and you guys get into a serious relationship, all of a sudden she's not cool anymore with the things you do. I'll give you some examples in a second. But what this looks like is, well, I'll just give you a first example. Let's say you have a couple of friends that are girls. Right? You have a couple of friends that are girls. And they're just your friends. They're not even your exes. They're like legit just girls who are friends. Maybe it's a work friend or whatever. Okay? And in the beginning of dating, she's like, oh, that's cool. That's totally cool. Like, I don't mind that you're friends with girls. That's great. I have guy friends too. Like, it's all good. Right? But then you guys start dating for a while. Things get more serious. And little by little, the jealousy comes out. And she starts to show that she's not actually really cool. Maybe she even comes out and says, I've really never been cool with the fact that you have had girls that are friends. Again, that's just an example. There's lots of different things that she might act that she's cool with, but she's really not. I'll give you a few more examples. Maybe the amount that you spend time doing your hobbies. Maybe you're really into this one hobby, okay? Let's say droning. Droning is actually a big hobby of mine. So let's say you drone all the time. You fly a drone in the air and you just do that all the time and you love it. It's like one of your biggest passions. And she's like, oh, that's so cool. And she's interested in it. And then, you guys are dating, and 3 to 6 months down the line, she gets really upset that you're not spending enough time with her, even though you're spending time doing the thing that you loved and you've been doing that the whole time anyways. And all of a sudden you're like, wait, where did this come from? Another example, maybe the way you keep your place. Now, hopefully you keep your place clean. Hopefully you keep your place really nice. You should be doing that anyways, right? But maybe you're a messy guy, whatever. Maybe she comes in and it's messy and she's like, oh, it's cool. No big deal, right? She wants to be cool because she's acting cool because she doesn't want to seem like the crazy girl. She doesn't want to seem like she's trying to fix you or change you or do anything like that. So she acts like she's cool with things like this, like maybe the way you keep your place, the way things are. Maybe it's the friends that you hang out with. Maybe she's like, oh, yeah, your friends are cool. And later on, she's like, no, I never liked your friends, all this stuff. Okay, what can you do to prevent this? Honestly, I don't have an answer for you in terms of how to prevent it. you got to just take her word for it. Maybe question her a little bit and say, like, are you sure you're cool with that? Like, I have friends that are girls. Like, you're really actually cool with that? I'd rather know now. Or, ask her, I don't know, things that you think that you might be cool with where you're not sure. Just double check. But if she's like, no, it's totally cool. Here's the thing. It becomes a red flag down the line when she starts acting uncool with the things that she was originally cool with. And you got to call her out on that, because I think that's bullshit, right? We don't want anyone to do that. Again, I'm not saying that all women do this. It's just something you look out for, because it is definitely a pattern I've seen. I've definitely seen this. This is usually with women who are not as confident, who have lower self-esteem, will do things like this, where they'll, act like things are cool because they are too scared to be who they are and be themselves, and they're afraid that they're going to get rejected by you. That happens. So that's her trying to not get rejected, right? Play it cool. So not much you can do to prevent. Maybe you can say to her, like, hey, you can even say to her, this would be funny, that you read an article once where a lot of women say that they're actually cool with that, whatever that thing is, that you're not so sure about if she's cool with it. You're like, yeah, I read an article. Like, is that something that is true to you? Like, I'd rather know now, because if this is going to go somewhere, I don't want this to blow up down the line. Just be honest. Just communicate that. There's really nothing wrong with that. What else we got? Any questions here? Okay, nothing regarding this yet, so we'll keep going. So, okay, this is some ways that women trick men. Why did I make this video? Why am I bringing this up to you? The reason why I'm bringing this up to you is because, well, first I'll say it's not because we're trying to hate women, okay? This is not a I hate women video. Look what women do. Look how they trick us. I'm not trying to hate on women here. But there are things, like I've said, that women do that it'd be good to look out for. Really, at the end of the day, most things I'm saying, minus the makeup one, that's more just kind of fun that I'm bringing that one up. That one isn't so much of a big deal. But some of these other things, it's like you really want to just be super clear with what you want when you're getting with someone. Again, whether it's a casual hookup situation or it's something more serious, you want to be clear with them. You want to have the same values here, especially if you're getting into a long-term relationship. But you just want clear communication. People don't do that because they're afraid of rejection. They don't communicate these things. They don't talk about this stuff. They're too afraid to have that. Where myself included and other guys out there, when they communicate clearly of what they're looking for, again, whether it's casual or relationship, you'd be surprised how many women will be cool with that. Of course, unless, like I said, they're lying, and you won't find that out till later on, but there's some of these things to look for. But really, it's all about being upfront and honest. You don't need to trick anyone. She doesn't need to trick anyone. We don't have to do this, okay? People with low self-esteem do this. People who are selfish and narcissistic do this. So just be honest with what you're looking for. It's not going to be as bad as you think. And that's the thing. So many people are scared, really scared of the unknown. If you don't believe me, try it out. Okay? Try it out. Now, real quick, if you're just tuning in, down below you see a URL, coachedbytripp.com. That is to an application form to do coaching. I mentioned this earlier in the video if you've been watching since the beginning, but if you're just joining us right now, understand that one-on-one coaching with myself is available to you. That's right. So if you're interested in getting coaching and speeding up the process, so here's what's cool about coaching. Coaching speeds up the process in which you get better with women. Why? Well, could you do it all alone? Yes, you could. A lot of my time doing it was half alone, half with coaching when I started getting better with women. But I've noticed that when you just use a book or a program, which I have both of those, I have those available for people who can't invest time or money into coaching. But if you just use that, it can take a lot longer for you. So if you're looking to get faster results in your dating life, that's where coaching is awesome. because you have someone, myself in this situation, to hold you accountable. So that means you get the work done. In this case, it'd be approaching women, talking to women, and drilling the things every week that are not working for you. So drilling all those things every week. So holding you accountable, but also giving you the right information that's customized to you. So that's why it goes faster. You get results faster, because if you just read a book or take a program, it can take a little longer because there's more trial and error, right? There's things you got to try out and make sure it works for you, and you might not know exactly what you're doing perfectly. So it's a lot more trial and error. Less trial and error when you're getting coaching, okay? So if you want to apply, so you don't have to go through the trial and error and make this process faster for you, and you're 18 or older, apply right there at coachbytripp.com and fill the application as fast as, not as fast as possible. Take your time with it, but as thoroughly as possible, okay? As thoroughly as possible. So go to the application as fast as possible, but take your time filling out the application, because I'm going to go through the applications and see who's a good fit. And if you write like one line or one little word in some of the questions that I ask, I'm going to see that you're not taking it seriously, and you will not be accepted into the program. I think that's fair, right? I think that's fair. So check it out, coachbytripp.com, taking one-on-one clients right now. Now let's talk about Q&A. Let's get into a little Q&A. What questions you got for me? Hit me up. We got a lot of people watching right now, so I'm here to take your questions. I want to help you. I'm gonna scroll back a little bit. How do you know when she's playing hard to get? How do you know when a girl is playing hard to get? There's a fine line between hard to get and she's not interested. If she's still putting in any effort of wanting to see you, but she's kind of like not putting in that much effort, or she's flirting with you a lot and responding to your text messages, but she's not meeting up with you, that's hard to get. If she's not responsive or barely responsive to your text messages or your calls, do people call these days? So she's barely responsive to any of that, and she has no plan on meeting up with you, she's just not interested. Okay? Opinions on speed dating. I believe any form of meeting women is great. So whether that's speed dating, approaching, online dating, swiping, you should be doing all of it to get yourself into the abundant mindset versus the scarce mindset. So you can be dating many women, finding out who's a good match for you, getting yourself out there. So speed dating, do it. I don't have much experience in speed dating. So honestly, if I gave you any opinions right now or tips, I'd be making them up on the spot. But I think intuitively, the first thing I can think of right now is have a question that's interesting. Don't just have them sit down and ask what they do or what their passions are. Boring. Think of another question that's more interesting that you know other people aren't asking, because then you're going to stand out. And make sure you have an answer, by the way, for that as well. What other questions we got? Someone asked, how can I overcome run out of things to say? Get that question every single time I do it live. I got to tell you right now, I got a lot of videos on that. So just remember that question. Type that into my search, which is on my channel, youtube.com/TrippAdvice. You should already know that. And search conversation, and you'll find a lot of videos. Also, guys, really cool. I never talk about this. Go to TrippAdvice.com. I want to see if this is right. TrippAdvice.com/ I think it's. Yep. Go to TrippAdvice.com/archive if you want an insane list categorized by every topic known to man when it comes to dating. It's all categorized for you of all my content, podcasts and YouTube videos. So if you're looking for conversation techniques, there's a whole topic on that at TrippAdvice.com/archive. So go check it out. You're welcome. And again, don't forget the URL down below, coachbytripp.com, to apply to coaching today if you're interested in speeding up the process and getting really fast results in terms of meeting and attracting women. I've had guys who signed with the program in 2 weeks they're getting dates. I had a guy who I worked with for just under a month, and he got 6 dates from approaching women in person, and he had no idea how to do that before we started in a matter of a couple of weeks. So it's crazy. All right, what are the questions you got? Someone said, girls say casual, then try to build a nest and play house. How to vet better. See, that's the tough thing, Charles. Actions speak louder than words. So that was one of my tips here in terms of how women can potentially trick you. Okay, I'll say this. Vet better by, if you want it casual and you're not looking for a serious relationship, you don't go on serious dates with them. You only meet up with them at your place or her place, and you guys keep it casual sex, right? You don't go out and do dates. Some women are totally cool with that. That's a casual relationship. But if she's trying to do more than that, then she wants more. And you can let her know, like, no, I'm not looking for anything serious. I mean, you guys can hang out once in a while, but if it's like consistent dates, then you guys are not in the same path here. What are the questions we got? Interesting question. This guy said, what's after girls? Sniper said, what's after girls? I've set myself up to just have sex with women, but lack ambition after that. Any advice? Ambition for what? Like after girls, like more than women? Well, there's a lot of things you could do. Goals, skills, your career. Look up online, type into Google, life coaching wheel, and you'll get all the different areas of your life. One of them is relationships, which is what we're going over now, but then there's all these other categories of what makes your full life. And you can go over that one by one and see if there's things, part of your life that are not exactly how you want them. You can actually score yourself on all these different areas of your life and see what needs improvement. So, yeah. Tripp, long time in my head. A girl worked near my workplace. I flirted, we kissed, made out. We got to a point where we barely know each other, but we spent a few nights at her place. What's your question, bud? One more question. What are your thoughts on people who disagree with premarital sex? Well, it just all depends on what your values are. Some people value that. So if you don't want sex before marriage, you better find someone else who's okay with that too, and vice versa. I work with all sorts of clients, by the way. I've worked with guys who are not looking to have sex. I believe it was someone who was Mormon, and they didn't want to have sex before marriage. And that's fine. We coach them too in terms of still attracting women and finding the woman that matches your values. So, Matthew said, is it being bold or creepy if I walk up to a girl that is working and ask her out on a date? Well, no, it's fine, but if she's like right in the middle of something, it's going to be really weird. So it is bold, but also to just go up to a random girl while she's working and she has no idea who you are and then say, hey, you want to go on a date? Hey, sorry to interrupt you, but do you want to go on a date sometime? It's probably not going to work out. Okay, because men and women are not don't become attracted in the same way. A woman doesn't become attracted to you that fast. She needs to see you display your personality. She needs to see who you are as a person. She needs you to see that you have the behavioral traits that make her attracted. Your courage, your fearlessness. Of course, it is courageous to go up to a girl like that, but that's not enough. She needs to be able to really understand who you are as a person. Are you confident? Are you funny? Are you interesting? Again, that stuff is not going to happen if you just go up to her and ask her out right away. Someone said, why do girls trick with their high attitude? I don't know what that means. Good question. Someone says, Tripp, is it better to find a woman with the same religion? I'm Christian. It's not about the same religion per se. It's about the values that are held there. There are all varieties of people who are Christian or Catholic or Jewish or Muslim. So it all depends. You know, ideally, at the end of the day, it has been shown that it's easier to match up with someone who has the same religion as you. That's because you guys have the same values. Maybe it's the traditions. Maybe it's just the things you believe in. So it all depends. Like, it's not so much about religion, but the values. Like, you don't want to be dating someone who goes to church all the time when you don't like that. Yeah, that relationship can work out, but it's just not going to be as great as it could be if maybe you had someone who didn't go to church all the time because you didn't, or vice versa. You go a lot, you should probably find someone who goes. It's going to be a better match. Someone said, a lot of dating coaches talk about being too thirsty, but I thought you have to be proactive in your approach. You do have to be proactive in your approach. That's at least my approach. So, yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. I think if you want to get better at this skill of meeting and attracting women, you got to talk to a lot of women. So, what are the questions you guys got? I don't have a workshop in Ohio right now. No workshops, just one-on-one coaching, which, again, if you're just tuning in now, you can go down below to that URL, coachbytripp.com. If you're interested in getting coaching by me specifically, one-on-one, fill out the application as in detail as possible, and I'll reach out to you, and we'll get on a call and see if you're a good fit. So that is available right now. That is what coachbytripp.com is. What are the questions you guys got? Tripp, what do you do if you see a pretty girl but see no substance in them, like her ego is in the wrong place? You don't have to go for them. That's the beauty, no pun intended, is that you don't have to go for a woman just because she's attractive. Whoa, crazy, right? Hopefully they have more than that. Hopefully you're not just going for a girl because she's attractive. She's got to be fun to hang out with, good energy. You guys enjoy the same things, have the same values. So much better. So much better. Someone's saying, after enough years of pickup, seeing cuckoldry, the worst in women, how do you commit? I don't get it. Yeah, man, it's a lot of guys are jaded. It's a shame. A lot of guys are excuse me, had to stretch here. A lot of guys are jaded because they've been burned. I don't blame you. I don't blame you for being jaded. I get it. You know, a woman cheated on you. Maybe multiple women have cheated on you. Maybe you've heard a lot of bad stories. I totally understand what's going on. And I understand that that might scare you away from a monogamous relationship. But I've also been in multiple relationships with some really great women and have had nothing but positive experiences. So I don't like anything in extreme. I just think it's ridiculous to go full, like MGTOW or red pill, as they say, or completely disregard women. I don't think the data is there. I just don't believe it. I don't believe that every woman is bad. But I get how you might think that if you've been through that. That's how racism starts too, by the way. That's how it starts. You have enough poor experiences with a race, you can become racist. Your brain is just like, oh, this person is this color or this ethnicity. All I do is experience bad whatever with them, moments with them, experiences with them, and it becomes racist. It sucks. It's not that I empathize, really. I just understand how it happens. It sucks that it does happen. I think the same thing with gender. There's a lot of women out there who get screwed over by guys. Are all guys bad? Are you guys all bad? I'd hope not. I've had women tell me, like, I'm done with men. They're terrible. They cheat. They do this. They do that. And it's like, all right, so what do you think? Are you a piece of shit? Maybe some of you say yes. I don't know. But you got to think about that. Of Of course, it's so easy. We like to categorize. We like to compartmentalize and put things in little boxes and say, okay, all people are like this. This race is like this. This gender is like this. That's insane. That's so illogical and irrational. Plus, there's been studies done. If you can find a great person to connect with and have a relationship with, studies have been shown that you actually live longer if you can find someone who's awesome, if you care about that. So, what other questions we got? Just one little rant there. I'm going to take a sip of water. This is cool. You guys are awesome. Thanks for joining me, by the way. There's almost 100 of you here right now. We went over how women trick men. This video will be live. Well, it is live right now, but it will be live on the channel. It will be available to you. I'm not going to hide this video. This is going to be available to you to review and watch again if you want to. I'm going to keep it on. So, yeah. Many men are pessimistic these days to go after women due to today's climate with the Me Too movement, although they have a valid position. What's your reassurance in these times? Listen, I don't like talking too much about the Me Too stuff. I don't like getting into it. But I'll just say this. I believe most guys are good guys. I believe that you watching right now, yes, you, whoever is watching, I'm looking at you. I believe that you're a good guy. I believe that you're not going to do it. I believe in the good in most people. There's some shitty people out there. Don't get me wrong. There are some shitty people. But I believe in the best in most people. And I think that if you think you're a good guy and you're not going to, let's say, rape a woman or harass a woman or be inappropriate with a woman or hurt a woman in any way, like I'm guessing if you're watching this right now, that's probably not you. Right? If I'm right, say yes. I want to see a bunch of yeses in the chats. Like if you're a guy who has no intention on hurting a woman, don't worry about the Me Too stuff. This is not going to be a problem for you. Okay? The Me Too stuff is out there to start bringing awareness to our culture that there are people who are getting taken advantage of. But that's not going to affect you if you're not doing anything wrong. Just keep doing what you're doing. Be a good guy. Play by the rules of attraction. You're not going to get in trouble. And I'm not talking for other dating coaches out there, okay? I'm not talking about, I don't know what other guys are talking about. But my stuff, the stuff that I believe in, is going to be all appropriate. And you're going to be fine. Cool. We're getting a lot of yeses. Good. Good. Advice for sexual anxiety, being nervous around women to the point you can't perform. Okay, so this guy said, being nervous around women to the point you can't perform is a lack of experience. Yeah, it's a lack of experience. You kind of answered your own question. Lots of yeses. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, guys, what are the questions you got for me? What else you got? I'll stick around for another couple minutes. We'll talk. Real quick. You see down below, again, coachbytripp.com brings you to an application to get coaching. So if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, you want to join me, if you've ever taken my advice and it's worked for you, or you're ready to get on a path to getting fast results with women, going out there and meeting attractive women and being successful, even in this Me Too movement era, if you want those results, fast results, they're guaranteed, fill an application down below. Get on the phone with me. Let's talk about it. How to handle girls' uncertainty in dating and relationship. They are mostly uncertain for relationship and give BS nonsense reasons for any arguments. That just means that she doesn't want that with you. Sorry, Manish. Giving you the truth bomb there. Just means that she doesn't want the relationship with you. Do you think girls are understanding of inexperienced guys? I'm 21 and feel like I'm way too inexperienced. I think so. Depends on the woman. I think if she's younger, yes. If she's older, probably not. Probably not. So, good questions. Good questions. How much is coaching? We go over that on the call because it's hard to say. There's a whole range of different options for you. So yeah, we talk about that once we get on the call, and I give you all the different options. So cool. All right. I'll take one more question. Why do many women give a man several signs that she is interested, but when the man asks her out or asks her phone number, or she says she's not interested, married, has a boyfriend, either A, she's being polite and she's not trying to give you signs of interest, you're just taking them as signs of interest, or B, she's looking for attention because it feels good to get attention from guys. Let's be honest. So it's one of those. Tripp, who's your favorite football team? I mean, I got to say the Bears because I'm from Chicago, but don't watch a lot of football. Okay, cool. One more time before I wrap up, I want to say thank you for joining me today. I'm going to go live again next week, so join me there, same time, 7:30 Central, here on YouTube.com. If you are interested in coaching and getting your dating life handled and fast-tracked and creating a customized plan for you to go out, start approaching, getting over approach anxiety, learning what to say in conversation, learning how to sexually escalate with a woman and do it properly, get women attracted to you, even if you are short, even if you're broke, or if you're broke, you're not going to be able to afford coaching. But if you are struggling in this area, really struggling with meeting women, I will take you to a place where you will get results. I have a system that I go over every week with you on the phone, customized to you to go out and start getting over the approach anxiety and getting dates and getting with the women that you want. It's amazing. Apply today. CoachedByTripp.com. Apply, fill it out. I will get to you as soon as possible, depending on how you filled out the application. So fill it out with great detail, and hopefully I will pick you. All right. What's the next topic on? You'll have to wait and see. Join me next week live here on YouTube, 7:30 Central, and we'll rock it out. Thank you, everyone, for joining, and I will talk to you next week. Thanks.